subscribing, clicking the notification button, telling all your friends. So I am happy to be back as
Yay, we happy you back.
Yes, we are.
yes, and I want y'all to
All right,
know,
we're gonna let you finish. My bad. We're gonna let you
okay,
finish.
I'm
She gets
doing
mad when we
because you're interrupting me and I'm trying to talk to the people. So I was in and out of the show last week while I was traveling, and you guys were cutting up just a little bit.
come over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were. I don't think I wasn't going to
Talking
address
Tunes
it.
podcast.
Okay. You guys were taking calls from people
Oh,
and
Listen,
talking
that was fun.
about stuff that y'all know
Listen,
that
no
I
man.
would
King's
not
fault.
approve of. No, just kidding.
What do we tell you? When Lane's away, the boys gonna play. We
Y'all
turn up.
play and y'all played
Listen,
hard too, and I couldn't do anything about it because I was flying, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wanted to
yeah,
get on
man.
so bad."
That
But
was all King's fault. It was none of my fault.
aren't you the show producer?
I am, but
Right.
his name's on the marquee, not
I
Come on,
need
mine.
you.
somebody, tell her
His
again.
okay, but
Oh
no,
Lord,
sir. Just because you went to church on Sunday don't mean you have some old lords. So
oh
Jay,
Lord, oh Lord,
you're the show producer, so that means you got to walk in the authority that you have been given on this
girl,
Uh-oh.
platform
Uh-oh, walk
to
in your
manage the
authority.
show.
girl,
Okay.
I hired the nigga. I fired the nigga. What we
First
talking
of
about?
all, first of
Ah.
all, I just want
What's
you to
going
know.
on right now?
Okay.
Somebody walking the authority. That's why me and John been friends 30 years. If I overstep I know my boundaries with John, and he know his boundaries with me.
And
Yeah.
both of y'all crossed all the boundaries
No,
last
we
week.
didn't. We crossed your boundaries
You sure
because you
did.
wasn't here.
You sure did.
You wasn't
I
here.
was like, "Oh my god, I can't." Oh, I wanted to join y'all so bad, but I couldn't. But anyways, I'm happy to be back,
Glad you back.
and
Uh-huh.
thank you for the love. I
Glad you had a
felt it.
safe flight
Yes,
and
safe
all of
travels,
that.
good times, happy feelings. What's up with you, bro?
Man, you know what? I'm chilling. Like I said, like I'm telling the world. I went to church yesterday. I feel
Wow.
But
I
y'all
feel
about to get King Logan saved. Look
Woo,
at. I'm
you
telling
know
y'all, keep
what?
on.
Let's go ahead and do the altar
He
call
gonna
right
start a
now.
church.
Let's go ahead
what
and
is
do it.
what,
Let's do
what's
the
the
Pastor
altar.
King.
definition?
Let's go.
What's the
Pastor.
definition of what's the definition of saved?
Here we go,
What's the
guys.
definition of
Well, hold
saved?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on for you answer. Hold
Uh
on.
oh.
Let us introduce you, brother. Let us introduce you.
Wait,
Hold
hold on.
on.
We got to go to Jay, and
We
then
got
we'll
to go,
go to.
John. Yeah, because we getting ahead of the curve.
I
Because I
love
know
it.
once we go down this road, we
We
gone.
going. We
We
going, and
gone.
I'm ready for this.
But no, I went to church yesterday, man. Had a
Oh,
cool. I had a cool weekend. I needed that yesterday because
I feel you,
I'm in
bro.
the midst of moving, packing up and moving, and
Oh,
it's just been. I don't like moving,
that'll bring
but
the devil out in you for
it.
sure.
I mean,
Is that the
okay.
only
Well,
thing?
I don't. I just don't like
Well,
moving.
Yeah.
I'm a creature of habit, to where I
and
like
get
to
somewhere and
be.
sit down.
I like to be somewhere. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have my therapist told me. He says, King, I think you suffer from separation anxiety. And that's probably a real thing because when my dog died and my mama, everything it takes longer
Hmm.
for me to grieve than others. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, no cap. Like I didn't cry. I think I said this last week. I didn't shed one tear when the homie Daniel passed because I was just still. I've been grieving since 2018.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've
Mm,
that's
had a
crazy.
death
That
every
makes
year
sense.
since 2018. I've had a death.
mm.
And
Yeah.
when Sean passed, I just sit on the side of my bed and cry like a baby, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I needed that Sunday. I needed that uplifting. I needed that goodness, gracious, oh my God.
Hmm.
Because
Goodness gracious. Oh my God.
Pastor Cheryl Brady, it wasn't even a whole sermon she preached, brother. And I was like, yes. And she reminded me of my mom up there preaching. So it just kind of, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
I was like, whoa. You
Wow.
know, you
You
know what
had
I'm saying?
some nostalgia going on
It wasn't
with
just
your mom.
nostalgia. I was like, man, for some reason, I wish my mom was here at this church with me.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's going on. Hey, look,
Aw.
everybody, come over to Talking Tunes. Come on to YouTube, Talking Tunes podcast.
He's on the
See,
front porch
I'm
right
on the
now
front
inviting
porch
his
telling people.
friends.
But Montez, what's going on with you? How you doing, man? How's your
Man,
week been? How's life? How your mama
weeks.
doing?
It's been good actually. It got cooler from what upper 80s to
Oh,
lower upper 70s. Nice breeze. I
Wait,
was
wait, wait, wait,
actually
wait.
yeah.
That's it's what's hot in LA now.
Oh, hot here is like
88.
90, 90, 91. That's
Is
hot.
that what it is?
Yeah. And that's what they complain about it being hot. I'm like, you don't know hot until you've been in Texas, baby. Don't
Right.
say nothing.
And
Yeah, you
right
don't know
now.
nothing about hot.
Yeah.
But listen, so you all right though? You good?
Yeah. I'm
You
good,
ain't you
man.
ain't you ain't beat nobody up?
No, not
'Cause,
this.
John.
No.
He would
See,
not this.
people
never.
think I got a bad attitude and temper.
Yo,
It's the Latino guy
uh,
that's got a
First of
very
all,
bad.
there's something about Spanish blood, man, that it stays on high. It's always boiling and
Black got
just
it too.
waiting.
Black got
Yeah.
it
We
too.
got it too.
Come on.
Yeah.
We yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
something.
ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's introduce the man. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited about this dude. I'm
Okay.
excited
ahead.
about this dude.
Well,
Who's
why
gonna do
don't
the
you go ahead?
Who's gonna do the introduction?
You
Let's let
come
John.
on.
Let's let
Come on.
John do the reading. Let's let John do the
Read.
reading.
Me.
Okay.
Read.
I'm the producer.
Yeah, King, come on. This is you were
I mean,
you were
because the way
ramping up.
okay, here we go. I do it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, today we have Miggy Music. What's up, Miggy? Miggy,
Hi,
come over.
Miggy.
Come
Tell me
over.
What's up, man?
Come over to YouTube, bro. We live.
See.
So-
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only. He's a composer. He's a producer. He's a conductor. He's saved.
He's a
He's a
consultant.
husband. He's a consultant. He's a father. He's just I think he's a cool dude. I think he's a wise young fella. Y'all give it up. Let's get them hand claps ready. Give it up
Stop telling Jay
for
how to
Roy.
do the sounds.
Cotton the second, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. Give it up.
Wow, wow, wow.
Mr.
Thank
Roy
you.
Cotton
That was a
II.
beautiful introduction.
Listen, man.
I gotta hire you for the next one.
Say less.
Well.
It's easy. Well, you ain't gotta hire me. I put that's on me. That's on GP. You know what I'm saying? Man, how you doing, brother? How you doing? How's
Man,
the family doing?
I'm so good, man. Like
That's
I've been looking forward to doing this all day because I don't know what I'm walking into, and I love walking in situations I don't know I'm walking into. But I know I'm with King Logan. I know I'm in good hands because I know you have a lot of information, and I'm gonna have some questions for you.
Hey, say less. We with all of that. We with
Yes.
all the smoke over here. Talking to him
Yes, sir.
podcast is by it's talking to him podcast. See, here's the thing. Lane is she's the
Don't
she's
you
the peacemaker.
be careful.
She's the peacemaker, but don't let the smooth taste fool you. Okay, John, he's the
Facts.
antagonist.
Oh,
Like, he gonna say something that really make you want to cuss him out.
I like thought provoking is better.
no.
a thought-provoking antagonist.
He's an antagonist. That he ain't he provoking. All right, he provoking.
It's
all right.
glass half full.
For sure.
Thought provoking glass half full.
There it
There you
is.
go.
There it
That's-
is.
See, you see what I'm
I
saying?
like it.
You see what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
like it. I can do that.
So what's up with you, brother? We got a few things we want to dig in. Pick your brain about some stuff, man. We want to see what your, we want to see what your process on a few things is, and just kind of deal with. You know what I'm saying?
And also, let me add this. Anything that you're working on or anything that you want to draw the audience's attention to, please, this is your time.
Feel
Share
free.
whatever it is you want to share.
Wow.
Please.
So let's start with this question first.
Absolutely.
Tell us about your consulting business, and what do those services like? What does that consist of? What's the services offer?
So I've been actually it's funny. When I got out of college, consulting was the first thing I did. I mean, I was kind of producing on the side, just offering services for free, just trying to get on. But one of the first things I did was consulting because when I got out of college, I had a couple of job offers. My dad is a pastor, a retired pastor now. But so I was kind of connected to preachers. So I got a few job offers. Of course, you can't take them all. So I had to turn down most of them. And one of the particular pastors was like, well, Cotton, I trust you, man. I know your dad. Can you help me get some people over here? Can you help me find, a team? I need to get a team. So I was like, sure, I'll do that. Kind of small talk. But like we call in church, we call it convention talk.
I call it NAM talk. NAM talk.
Yeah, NAM talk. Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna hit you up, man. We about to get up. Man.
Holla
Yeah,
at
hit
me.
me up.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
Hit me up,
Hollywood.
holler at me.
Okay,
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Hollywood talk. So
I'm about to say that. Yeah.
so basically I ran to the pastor, let's just say a month later.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Cotton, you really offended me, man. I said, What did I do? He said, you told me you were going to call me. He said, your dad is a man of his word and you weren't a man of your word.
Oh
Ooh.
He
God,
said,
no,
if you
that
say you're
hit.
going to do something,
Yikes.
do it. He was like, you're a grown man now. I said, you know what? I said, Pastor, you are absolutely correct. You are
Mm.
absolutely right. I said, okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna find somebody for you, man. I have some people I know who are looking. So I connected it with somebody and it worked out. The person I connected with the church, I actually don't even remember the guy's name, but at least for a few years, he was great. So the pastor told another pastor friend of his who was looking for a musician or a minister of music or what have you, a worship leader. He told the guy to call me. So the guy called me. He said, "Hey, you helped out Pastor so and so. Are you open to helping me out? I need somebody." And I'm like, "Oh, I think I have a business."
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
so because he asked me that key question, how much do you charge? I didn't even know you could charge for this. I didn't know anything about staffing agencies and recruiting firms. I didn't know, that there are people who do this for a living. So of course, I came up with a rate off the top of my head. It wasn't the right one. What I landed on, what I started doing was basically charging according to how much the person was getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So I took on that. I really was a staff consultant from like 2006 to 2011. 2011, I got out of it because I was just so frustrated because it wasn't enough good inventory to go around. I had too many churches and not enough quality worship leaders or musicians to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, this is not going to work. I got to get out of this. So I stopped it. And then in 2017, I got a call from a pastor in Baltimore, and he wanted me to help his church to kind of build out their production um, processes for their staff, working out production timelines leading up to special events. Who should be contract versus who should be salary
Mm-hmm.
versus who should be, a company that we hire to bring in and maybe do lights for this conference or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more of an administrative consultant when in 2017, and that kind of morphed into me doing what I was doing back in 2007 and 11 through doing the staff consulting. I morphed that with doing the production and kind of administrative consulting. So now that's what I do. Like, I help churches to really get their processes implemented correctly, finding the right personnel to help them implement whatever the processes are. So it's primarily churches. I do it for some organizations too, some nonprofits. I've been working with a nonprofit out of Arlington called Seed Company for the last couple of years. So my consulting work is primarily operational production based,
Mm-hmm.
um, but some staff services as well, staffing services.
Right, right. Okay,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you really like a temp agency.
He said all of that illustrious stuff,
He
and
said a
No,
you
no,
want to
no.
lot,
tell
right?
him
He
To
said a
that's
bottom
a
lot.
line,
temp
yeah.
It's a
To
lot.
Roy,
Like,
you
I
was
mean,
not
to
supposed
bottom
to
line
admit
it.
to that.
I mean,
yeah,
well, put it like this: the temp agency is kind of what it ends up being,
Yeah.
because before I leave, like, I might do the production consulting and administrative consulting, let's say, for a year, and then they finally get to the place of like, okay, we're ready to hire somebody now.
Yeah,
Typically, I get the offer, and
yeah,
I'm like, well, I just really want to consult. I want to stay in my lane,
Yeah.
so I end up
yeah.
being a temp agency and find people to kind of, do the things I was already implemented when I was in that consulting role.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. Dear Iscos, we need to chat. When I look down, I'm looking at YouTube. Have you ever encountered a situation where a church reaches out to you or any organization? They reach out to you and say, "This is what we need." And it's, they have a lofty production goal, right? But maybe the budget doesn't match the vision. How
I
how
should
do
be
you help
laughing.
them well, how do you help them navigate
It's okay
that
to laugh on the show.
conversation? Like, what does that look like?
Like, I have those conversations all the time because it's not just a upfront conversation; it's an
Right.
ongoing conversation.
Right.
You
Ah,
know, because even once I start consulting, you may have the right numbers for this over here, but the wrong numbers for that over there.
Right.
Mm.
You know, so I always end up being the bad guy. And a lot of times, you know, I get kind of pushed. It's almost like when I push back on numbers, it to people who are uninitiated in that vertical,
Yeah.
in that profession, they'll think I'm on a soapbox and I'm just making these numbers up off the top of my head. I'm like, no, this is like literally I live in this space.
Right.
So I'm telling you, if you try to pay somebody that rate, you're going to get a very inexperienced person. You can get crack, you know, we call them crackhead prices. Like that number you just said is a crackhead
right.
price.
I'm gonna have to adopt that. Thank
Like
you.
you
You
going,
should be
somebody will
going to
do
school.
it, but how well are they going to do it at?
Right.
Like
Roy,
at what
Roy,
level?
Let me ask you something. Where are you from?
I'm from Virginia,
Virginia.
Okay. What part?
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, cause all right, cause okay, cause I'm like this dude's accent. I was going Baltimore or Virginia. I was going that way. You know what I'm saying? Cause you
Uh-huh.
know I spent a lot of time in Virginia. That's why I got
I
signed with the
know, I
Virginia
know.
Beach.
And my
Yeah.
whole family is from where you were spending time.
And,
My whole family is from 757.
yep, Virginia Beach all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Roy, so let me ask you something, man. Your how do I say this? Your experience in church. Because I'm kind of going off. I'm gonna go off script just a little bit, Lane. Don't calm down. Calm down. Calm
Uh-oh.
down.
Here we
It's
go.
it's okay.
Buckle up.
Buckle
There-
up,
Put my
Buttercup.
seatbelt
Let's
on.
go. I'm ready
There
for
you
it
All
go.
right,
today.
I'm locked in. Let's go. What you
Your
got for me,
experience.
King Logan?
No, I'm just saying, just your experience in church with just talking about the numbers and the money.
Mm,
Why is that an issue? You know what I'm saying? Why is it they want all of this
hmm
for little of this?
For the crackhead. Right.
For the crackhead prices. You dig what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Why is that a thing? Is that a mentality? Is that a hustle? Is that a finesse? You know what I'm saying?
Finesse.
It depends on the church because like I'm dealing you know, I consult several churches, but one of them in particular
Mm-hmm.
is having a real budgetary issue
Mhm.
just across the board.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, the older generation, the baby boomers are dying. And they're the ones who have been financing most churches in America.
Ah.
So that's why a lot of times you wonder why you walk to a church and say, okay, if you go to the average church's early morning service and say it's 8 o'clock, you get in there and you like, y'all got let's say a 200 seat sanctuary, but there are only 40, 30 people, maybe even 20 in this first service.
Jesus.
This makes no sense. And then the second service is packed, right?
Right.
Well, a lot of people don't realize in the average church, especially black church,
Uh-huh.
in that first service, those 30 people or 20 people are financing the whole church. The old people want to go early because they wake up so early. Like my grandmom used to be having, I remember her having all out conference calls because she did Amway and multi-level marketing. And she'd be on the
Amway.
phone like at 6:30 in the morning, like, you better come over here and get this product quick because ain't gonna be here all day.
Early
I
bird.
promise you by 9:30, I'm gonna be out. I ain't gonna have nothing left. And people be coming to the house at 7 o'clock in the morning. So older people get up early.
Okay.
So most churches, their early morning services finance the whole church. So now think about what I just said.
Mm.
You then have those people dying off.
Mhm.
So you got now, let's just say 45 and under coming to that second service. They're filling up the church, but they're not tithing.
Yeah.
The younger generations have been taught that tithing is a church scam.
Mhm.
So now you're losing income probably every year. Every time you lose one, Mother Bertram passed, you just lost a major shareholder who's not going to be replaced.
Yeah.
Like, because these younger people, they're going to give it when they got it. Like, okay, I made an extra $200 this week. I'm going to give the church, like, I'm going to give them $5.
Mhm.
Like, you can't build no business around that. And churches really are a business. Like,
Oh,
King
somebody
of-
finally said it.
What do you
But they
mean
have
somebody
to. They have to operate as a business to keep it going.
But this
to
is
keep
what
the
I'm saying.
lights on.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
God, he's
we
getting
don't.
revved up.
I don't.
He's
No, no, no.
getting revved up.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
You
We're gonna
are.
get back on. We're gonna get back on track. We're
Okay.
gonna get back on track. This is about Roy's business and how
We can
he's
have this
production.
conversation. I'm just
No, no,
talking
no, no,
about.
no, no. Because
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to seem like I'm sick of the church.
I want
I'm
to come
tired
back
of
for
this.
that comment. Let's have that one day. Like that's a
No,
good
just
one to
let's have
have.
it now. I
No,
mean,
no, no, no.
let's
That's
just
another
go.
episode. We can have Roy back for the second time.
Actually,
Okay.
I have a pastor friend I would even like to bring on to do that
Bring
with
him.
you all.
Oh,
Bring.
And he has a huge church, and
That
he's RA he's younger than me. I think he's like 37. We
because
can have a
I
real
say
conversation about that.
because I'm gonna say this and we're gonna move on. Because I'm it's not that I think church is a scam, but I part of my life grew up around pimping culture and hustlers, and I
what
just
church was
when I
that?
huh.
His
church was
life,
that?
John. It
Did
was
you say
his
Oh.
what
life.
church was that? You see what I'm saying, Roy?
See,
You see what I'm
no.
saying?
Well,
No, we're not
You see
doing
what I'm
it.
saying?
That's so
What?
good. That is so
What
good.
It was
church
his
is that?
life.
What's the name?
His
Listen,
life.
pimps and hoes
Jesus.
I don't
down.
want to hear unless you give me a name.
Pimps
Roy.
up,
That's
hoes
good.
down.
Roy, you're not helping me.
I like John. I actually like John.
Roy.
I'm telling you, you're a problem. But no, I grew up around
They
hustlers
be
and
cutting
and
up.
pimping cultures part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes when I see it, and it's the stuff that words are everything. You know what I'm saying? And if you really listen to people and not in your emotions, just
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
listen, you be like, what? You want me? Wait, what? So
Okey doke.
I'm one of those. I believe in giving to where I'm being fed. You dig what I'm saying? I do believe in that. But I had one church, they got mad at me because I wouldn't give him my tithes, but I was working there. But I wasn't a member of their church. I was just a hireling.
Mhm.
You dig what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't want to go into that conversation.
That's
I had Roy on here.
these are real
I had Roy on
conversations,
here.
man.
Yeah, I had Roy.
They
I wanted
are.
Roy on here for because his posts, Facebook posts as of late has been very interesting to me.
What's
You know
been
what I'm saying?
interesting about him? Like, what stuck
Um,
out to you about his
one of the
posts?
main ones for me, Roy. I when I tell you I took notes on this because it's so good. Um, let me see which one is it. It's the artist and producer relationship,
Mm,
Mhm.
and you said the artist knows what he or she wants. The producer knows what he or she is doing.
Mhm.
Never confuse the two. Can
mm,
you speak on that just a little bit, please?
that's good.
These words are coming back to haunt me.
My God.
Hmm.
I'm,
Did you
I'm
change
not
your mind
posting
since
nothing else
then?
about music production
No.
Roy?
again.
Roy,
Huh?
did you change your mind since then? Is that
No,
what
I
it
know,
was?
absolutely no.
I'm just playing.
It's actually two right. It's two right
Listen, because
because
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, tell
like I
us
know
more.
King deals with this.
Yeah.
It's like let's just say, for instance, you're dealing with an indie. Let's say indie artist. Let's
Mhm.
let's
Yep.
kind of go that route.
Okay.
You deal with indie artists. An
John.
indie artist is financing a lot of times their own dreams,
Mhm.
or they have a financier, uncle, or one of their friends is like, "Yeah, man, I want to give you some bread, help you get your vision off and going."
Mm-hmm.
So they hire you as a producer. They want you to, produce a track for them. One of the things I always do is like, okay, what are you envisioning? Like, tell me like what when you think of yourself, like how do you see yourself on stage? What type of songs do you see yourself singing? What key do you like to sing in? Do you like ballads? Because a
Mm.
lot of times they don't know, and you have to kind of pull it out of them,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And
Right.
you're trying to extract information because you're trying to get inspiration from their inspiration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but I think something normally happens when you start digging into the weeds
Mm-hmm.
of just producing the song and just creating, bringing this vision to life. There's oftentimes a moment where it's like, no, you need to do this. Like that guitar needs to be louder.
Yeah.
You sitting there like, well, if that guitar is louder right here, it's not gonna make sense later because we got so much other stuff going on. It's laying better in the track right here. And it's like, no, and then it gets to a point of, and this is only if it's a combative type person. But a lot of times it can get you even with the non-combative, well, yo, man, just I need that guitar up. Like this is my record.
And I give it to him. You know what? I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
No problem. Be great.
But a lot of times
Be great.
it's usually that one thing that you fought me on
Yeah.
that people have a problem with.
Exactly.
Even and sometimes you find out even before you do the final mix, because then they come back like, yeah, man, I let my guy hear it. He did say that guitar was too loud. Exactly.
But see, that's where I get the cussing.
Exactly.
That's where I get the cussing. Because it's like you've wasted your time, my time, your money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a waste of time. I'm gonna tell you this. I love what you said right here, man. You said the problem is there are too many artists who don't know what they're doing, but they know what they want. For me, that's a real, and what my experience has been indie wise, they don't know what they want. They don't
a lot of them don't. Yes, a
they
lot
don't
of
know
them
the
don't.
vernacular. They don't know how to convey the message across. They don't know how to say, well, I need a record. Because I'm gonna take, and I'm not going to even say indie. I'm gonna even say major.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been in record and actually in labels and record companies and with A&Rs and A&Rs saying, King, I want a record like Icebox, but not like Icebox. What does that even mean, Goofy?
Hello, yeah.
It's like
What does that
for
even
kids.
mean? Like, yeah, what are we saying? You saying you want to try to knock it out the park again? Is that what you're saying? Because if you want an R&B record, you want an Icebox was in the tempo was 126. You want a record at 126? Like, what do you want? You want something to? What do you want? Like, I have a thing. If I'm working with an indie artist, I say, hey man, what's your vision for yourself as far as this music is concerned? I've heard, let me tell you something, dude. One of the wildest things I've heard, Roy. I asked this one chick, I said, man, what's your vision? What as far as music wise? What do you, and you know the first thing she said? I want to be on red carpets. I was like, wait a minute.
You just told me everything.
You don't know.
Wait.
But you know why I love those kind of answers? That's
Why?
a good answer for me.
Why?
Because what I just got from you is you don't really care about this music.
You don't
Right.
care
You
about
want
the
fame.
fame.
You just
Yes.
tell me that.
Yeah.
Tell that's fine. If that's what you want, now I know how you're wired. That's good. Because
Right.
now I know what I'm dealing with.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
You want the fame. You don't want to really get in there. Like this is.
You don't want to get great. You don't want to be great at nothing. You don't want to be great at music.
You don't, because let's keep it real, G. Let's keep it real, G. Those of us on here and our fans and hey y'all, everybody in the chat, what's happening? We appreciate y'all for being here. Listen, we know talented people. We know people who can really stand in front of a crowd and sing. But these people they do just that. They just stand up there and sing. But the fact that they've drank their own Kool-Aid, they come in the studio saying, well, this is the record, like you said, oh, this is my record that I want. Did you see the Quincy Jones documentary?
Oh,
Absolutely did.
When Quincy said he told Michael Jackson, say, man, you don't tell me what to do. What?
And period.
When I saw that and heard that, and he gave his whole spiel behind it, like, I'm the producer. You came to me to produce this record.
Yep.
I am grateful for the fact that like we can go. Just listen. Listen, y'all. I'm reading off of one post of Roy's.
Yes.
This is just one. This ain't all the other ones I've screenshot.
Post jacket.
But like Roy said, producer. Maybe you executive producer, meaning you paid for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're a producer in that sense. But do you know where the drum's supposed to sit? Do you know what preamp sounds like this? Do you know what compressor has a chest tone, head tone? It's airy, got it like. Do you know a difference between 1176 and a Varimood? Do you know the difference between any of this?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
You dig what I'm saying? This is why, and I know Darius is on here.
Yep.
What's up, Darius? Listen, this is why Darius asked a question a few weeks back, Roy. He said, do you think mix engineers deserve the right to get some production credit? I absolutely do.
Ooh, you know what,
Yeah.
man? You know what? Who was I just? I was just talking about this with somebody literally a few days ago, like this weekend. And
Hmm.
what we were talking about was, oh, I know. Oh, I can't talk too much because I'm glad I'm working on a lot of records at one time because
All
they
right,
won't
so
be
they
able to
won't. Yeah, they
decipher.
won't know. They won't
They won't
know.
know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, so I often work with guys who don't have a producer,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the artist. They consider themselves the producer,
Right.
and they hire me as an orchestrator. Now you've kind of changed the rules on yourself if you're not calling yourself a producer, because when you hire me, the orchestrator, I have to think like a producer because I'm not like in a position of like a guitar player where I can just go back and play a wrong chord or play a different thing after I've already turned in the thing to you. Like if I've hired a 16, like just let this past week in Nashville, I had a 16-piece orchestra. Like I can't go back and recut. That's not happening with me. Like,
Do you ever?
or if I do, you have to like pay all the people to come back to
Man.
play a chord, right?
Mm-mm.
So I got to get it right the first time. I don't have the luxury of revisions. Revisions actually are a luxury. Like, and I think a lot of musicians feel offended by that. It's like, no, it's not offensive. That's not offensive. Like, if somebody wants you to read, hey man, can you go back and do this? That's cool. But I'm not in a position to do that. So
Right.
I have to literally be a producer on everything I orchestrate.
Right.
I'm forced to. My hand is forced. That means I'm going to be the one to expose what you don't know
Mm.
and why you need a producer. Because I'm gonna start
Exactly.
asking you producer questions, and you have to give me answers because I only got one chance to get it right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it puts you in a situation where it's like, ooh, I hate to be the one to tell you, but you don't know what you're doing. And you just hired me as an orchestrator. So really, I ain't supposed to be giving you my opinion, but it's like when it gets down to the weeds, I kind of have to let you know, like, bro, you don't know what you're doing. You probably need to hire a producer next time because that would actually help you to deal with all the stuff you don't feel like you have time to deal with, or you don't feel like it's that important when it's actually super important for the quality of this record and how it's going to sound in the end.
Listen. Okay, Roy.
That's
One of our.
So,
One of our. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So what I didn't say was, this is why what you're saying, engineers need to be given production credits.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a producer, you got all this instrumentation, you got BGVs, you got, if you call me, you got an orchestrator.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to do sound replacement
You hear
with
me?
drums. You don't
You hear
know
me?
anything. You don't even know who Steven Slate is. You have no clue.
Hey! Don't give up the game. Don't give up the
I'm
game.
You've
sorry.
talked about
Don't
Slate,
give up
so
the game.
stop it, King.
Don't give up the game. Don't give up the
So
game.
check it. So what happens? It all falls on the mixing engineer.
Yes,
He's
and they
got
got
to
to
make
fix
sense of madness.
Yeah.
Poe Darius.
I,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm playing. You're right.
like that, like he absolutely the mix engineer in a scenario like that. Like if you're not getting the files correctly,
Yeah.
like to me, if you don't name the files right, like if you don't put the name, if you see some people would do like, okay, the name of the song is my day in the air. They may say MDIA/drums.
Yeah.
MD, and then you got all these tracks with the name of the song. Now the mix engineer is gonna have to go rename everything to put the name of what it is first. That's
Yeah.
just basic information
Yeah.
that a producer knows to put drums/MDIA.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
throw it in Pro Tools, you just want to see the name of the instrument you're dealing with.
Yeah. You just want to make it
So
simple and easy. Yeah.
exactly, like so you're adding time. It's like the mix engineer is now doing so much extra work that a producer would never put them in a position of having to do. That absolutely in that scenario, I think mix engineers should demand production credits.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. And Tyler says the engineer is the other band member, which
Right.
I agree with that 100%. And you know, for me, I have a process. My process right now is, and at first I was afraid to do this because when I sit down and produce a record, I'm not just doing this. I'm not just creating this record and putting sounds together. I'm thinking sonically. I'm thinking I'm gonna mix it once, and then I'm gonna send it to Darius and let Darius mix it again. That's gonna be my
Yep.
final mix. But here
Exactly.
I'm gonna send you these files how I hear it in my head. And
Hmm.
it was because I used to be afraid to do that. Shout out to Ray Hammond. Ray Hammond said, King, I did this record here recently with Fred, Keith, and Marcus. And Ray was like, King, send me what we're hearing right now coming out of your computer. Just like that. Send me the files sounding just like that.
Mm.
I was like, you want compression and everything? How? Because I got, I know what my compressors are supposed to sound like. I know what this is supposed. You want all? I got automation happening. I guess he was like, I want it all. I was like, okay, cool. Because of the simple fact that when a mix engineer gets when a mix engineer gets a record like that, I think it's pretty much just small things, small
Yep.
increments, moving small
Mhm.
increments of automation and little things here and there. But other than that, they put some on the mix bus that I might not have. They got
Mhm.
fresh ears on it that I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mhm.
So I think production. Well, I ain't don't think I know since I'm an older guy now. Jesus Christ, I hate saying that
No, you should
because
be thankful to say that
I am
now.
grateful. Thank God. Amen. Come on, somebody.
Hmm.
Look at Sister Finchers. Amen. Listen. Okay, my
Stop
bad.
it.
All right, my fault. My
Okay.
fault. No, I'm an older guy now because when I got in the game, we didn't think about none of that.
Yeah.
Producers didn't think about none of that. We produced the records and we
Hmm.
passed them off to the engineer.
Yep.
And when I got signed with Timberland, I
Hmm.
watched Tim sit in every mix session, and I was like, oh, okay. Even though he wasn't mixing,
Mhm.
he
Hmm.
was mixing. He was
Yep.
still producing from another level. You know what I'm saying? And I swear to God, I'm not name dropping, but I'm using these names just so you can know how legit this wisdom is, this knowledge is.
Yeah.
Swiss Beats says, man, listen, when you're a producer, you sitting down producing this record. So and you humming all these melodies and things of that sort. So you literally got to sell this to here's the
Yeah.
vision. Here's the vision. Mark Pitts, he manages Usher. Mark Pitts used to manage Biggie. You know what I'm saying? He managed Usher. He managed Chris Brown. We was in Canada doing an Usher session,
Hmm.
and it was me and Jerome, me and J Rock, and
Oh yeah.
Mark Pitts says, "King, I need you to do me a favor. Sell me this record." I said, "Oh." I said, "What you mean by sell you the record? Because y'all have already paid for the record." You know what I'm saying? In my
Hmm.
ignorance, this is what I'm saying. I'm literally saying this. He's like, "No,
Yeah. I've already done it.
make me buy this record. Make me say, oh, I get it."
Mhm.
And that's when I got to a point of like, you know what? I can paint this picture in my mind, put it out on tracks, and get people to understand. Like I'm working on a record right now for a young lady. She sent me files. The record was already done. She just kept saying, "I want you to produce this," and I was like, "Produced how? What do you want? What do you want?" "I like the vocals, but I don't like the music." "Okay, cool." Took the vocals, rebuilt the whole track, different track around it. That's not what I'm going for. Girl,
Oh Lord.
first off, first
Oh,
off,
Here we
okay,
go.
here we
tell me
go.
what it is you want. To your point, they don't
Red
know what
carpet.
they want.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have an idea as to what
Mhm.
they think they want.
Mm.
What she wanted was already there. She just needed it to make sense to her.
Mm.
So I started asking questions. I started asking questions like, do you want it in a big room or a small room? Because she wanted
Mhm.
to sound like it was recorded in one room, an old school vibe. Because the record itself is already an old school vibe. You want it in a big room, small room. You want your vocals sitting back in the room, or you want your vocals, you know what I'm saying? So I know how I need to move because if I got to spend so much time on this record, then the fee gonna be a different fee because now I'm really producing this
Yeah.
record.
For real.
Mhm.
Now I'm really producing this record in the sense of like, okay, we have to make this record sound like a thing. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And she was like, I said, what do you want this record to sound like? I don't know. I just want it to sound like an old school record. Okay, so in my mind, I'm gonna take this particular plugin. Shout out to Universal Audio. They got a plugin called studio reverb, and
Mhm.
it's literally it lets you move the gobos and it changes the
Oh
damping of
wow.
the room. Oh, it's listen, it's an amazing reverb, and I just put it everybody in that same room
Mm.
and just kind of put them. And there's a 3D reverb trick that I like to use. I got it from Jason Joshua. Shout out to Jason Joshua, where I use True Verb for Waves True Verb because it lets you move the verb back or unless you put it up front. And I put it as an insert directly on the track, and it gives you this dimension of pushing things away. You know what I'm saying? So now we are at a space where it's the record sheet. I love this is what I wanted to sound like. So sometimes sitting in the studio, sometimes with an artist, they don't know, like you said, they don't really know what they want because it really upsets me when you ask that question. What is it that you want? Um, and if I hear another artist tell me they want to be on the red carpet, I'm out of here.
But
So
that would be
Yeah.
like more coming from a younger artist, correct? You're not gonna
no,
really
nigga,
get
no, nigga, no.
really. You're getting that still from like older
Listen, well, first off, at a certain age,
seasoned.
I done told y'all, at a certain age, I don't work on no records at a certain age. If they look, what are we doing this for?
If they pay you enough, you would. I know you would.
Come on, somebody.
Just
Because Roy, I
buy
did a
him a
record.
red
I did
Come
a
on,
record.
somebody.
Listen,
Okay.
Roy, I
Oh my
did a record one
gosh.
time with a Playboy Playmate.
Oh gosh.
She couldn't sing, rap, clap on beat, nothing.
She had that money.
Because I threw a crazy number out. I told the story before. I threw the crazy number out. She's like, I want to do a 5-song EP. I said, give me 50,000. Okay. I was like, Jesus, man, I got to do this.
Now you stuck.
Tiffany.
What's Tiffany say?
Can we address
Tiffany.
some of the comments that are being made and the
Yes.
questions?
Listen, what we
Yes.
got? What the comments? I'm
So
missing the whole thing.
one of the questions that came through is from B. How much does it cost to go record an average recording studio? Do you charge by the hour or number of songs?
Can I
Typically, how
answer?
would you do
I
that?
saw that. Listen, before Roy, because I know Roy gonna give you a great answer.
No, you take it. That's your, listen. You know
Listen,
better than I do.
here's no, Roy, you because we got more questions for Roy too, though. But here's what I say: when people ask that particular question, I don't think they're even ready.
Why do you say
Can
that?
we clarify? Do you mean that B? Do you mean that if you can put in the comments? Do you mean generally speaking, or are you specifically asking these guys? Can you clarify that for us,
And
please?
why he getting that,
Yeah.
Roy? What's your approach? Because Roy, since you've been a composer, Lane put some great questions together. Just
Don't
so
be
you
telling
know.
them my secrets.
Okay, I'm sorry. She put great questions together.
I love you.
What's your approach on orchestral arrangements? What's your approach? Like, how do you? Because with me, I sit in the room. Like I said, I ask these particular questions, and I sit and listen to the record. And I'm like, okay, it's got to. I want it to feel like I'm a visual guy, and I'm a feel
Mhm.
guy. So if I can feel like I'm somewhere else and teleported somewhere else, that's what I try to go for and try to create that sound. What's your approach when you have to do orchestral arrangements? If let's say a Karen Clark send you a record,
Yeah.
a Karen Clark record, how do you approach that record?
So like with Karen Clark, I have a different approach with her that I would have from like.
Wait a minute,
let's
nigga,
just-
hold on. You
Yeah.
actually doing Karen Clark, nigga?
Yeah, I just did her new album. I've done her
That's you on them
last.
strings?
Uh huh. Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finding this
Man,
out in
come
real
on,
time
man.
right now.
I thought you.
I
say
thought that's why
that's
you
big
I just
flex
posted.
right there.
I just posted it. I thought you saw my post.
I didn't even see it.
You
I
are.
promise you. I promise you
Go
it
ahead.
didn't. Whew, okay, well go ahead then. Let's get that.
So like
I love it.
let's just say I call it a tone singer. Let's just say because we're talking about gospel right now. You said
Mhm.
Karen Clark.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like I'm dealing with a tone singer or I'm dealing with a virtuoso. Karen
Okay.
Clark is a virtuoso.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So because she's a virtuoso, gotta be really careful.
And for the
Your
people who would be a
creativity.
tone, for the people who would be a tone singer,
A tone singer would be a Naomi Rain
got you.
or
Okay.
a Celine Dion.
Got you. Okay,
Now Celine Dion got a little virtuoso on her too.
you're right.
You know, Adele would be a tone singer. She's probably
Gotcha.
the most popular tone singer we have right now.
Right.
So I get to be more colorful with the tone singer
Okay.
because it's almost like I'm telling the story.
Mm.
They're singing the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm translating the story musically while they're actually telling you what the story is, right?
Right.
So if they say something like, and I fall down, I'm going to do something with, you just said a great word that fits very well with orchestration. So
Right.
I may have the strings padding at that moment, and you say, when I fall down, the wind say, the winds
Ah.
could do that while the strings are still holding down what needs to happen. So alliteration, storytelling, you almost treat each song like it's a mini film score.
Ah.
Like what are the lyrics? That's why I don't work on songs. A lot of producers be like, hey man, can you arrange this tune? I don't have the lead vocal done yet. I'm like, no, I'm not touching it. Because I'm not
Cause
just
you,
writing notes.
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to translate whatever the story is by painting a picture through whatever instruments you can afford to use on your project.
Right.
That's good.
So like with Karen Clark, for instance, I'm still doing the alliteration, but I'm careful as to how I'm doing the alliteration, because not only is she telling the story, but she's actually giving you a lot of creative storytelling as well.
Right.
So if she does a run, I can't put a lot of stuff in, even in between the gaps, because if she sings, if she does a move and I do a move after her, and then she does a move, I do a move after her,
Hmm.
it's like I'm gonna give everybody listening to this musical anxiety. Like what's
Sheesh.
coming next? Like, oh my God, this is too much information. Like one of my mentors always tells me, you got to give people ear relief. They got to
Yeah.
have a moment. You got tension and
Mm-hmm.
release. You got to have ear relief. So if the singer is giving you a lot of information, I have to give you a relief by not
Ah.
jumping in and trying to, in essence, battle the lead vocalist. So with
Understood.
Karen Clark, I do a lot in the intros. I give you
Mm-hmm.
a big colorful intro.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's in there, I'm just thinking, okay, what's going to be the best thing for her voice to accompany what she's doing, but also to alliterate the lyrics and to paint the picture of the story. And it's really fun with people like her, because she's so intentional with everything she's singing. And
Right.
I've done work for Kim Burrell too. She's the same kind of type of singer. They're
Mm-hmm.
so intentional with how they do sing a phrase
Yeah.
that it's almost like it's a given. I have to just do a chord right here.
Yeah.
Or she just sang the theme. I don't know.
Right.
That's
Right.
a
Right.
dumb
Right.
thing. But that's the theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
You
if
good?
she does that and then it's like a whole measure of nothing, now I have to answer that. So it may be like, ba-na-na-na. I might say, ba-ba-na-ba. You know what I'm saying? So now I
Yeah.
sound like I care about what she just did, and I'm not just being a butthole by just writing whatever I want to write.
Right.
Roy, I swear to, I promise you this, man. I was blessed to sit with one of the greatest composers I think of all times, and you remind me of him just listening to you talk. I was able to sit in the studio because Paramount sent me over to Hans Zimmer
I'm about to
when I
say
did
Hans Zimmer.
when I did the Terminator theme song for the
Terminator.
Terminator,
Yeah.
and Paramount sent. Hey, can we gonna
Don't
show
make me
you?
cry, man.
No, you
Aw.
dog. Listen to
I
you
just want
talk.
I want to meet Hans. It was so freaking bad. Oh
I'll
Because
my
he,
call. I'll
God.
call him when we're done. Well,
bro, he was
well,
Thank
saying,
you, Lane.
I
Thank you,
have
like you
to.
just
please.
said, you got to give him some ear relief, and you got to do this, and he was like, I can't do his accent. He was like, King, you have to give people suspense, and then you have to give them relief, and then you have to give them happiness, and then you have to give them
Oh,
this.
call
And I was,
question. You gotta give him an
yeah,
answer.
yeah,
Mm.
a call
Yeah.
and response, and so, bro, you are really, 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 really. I think you are. Somebody just said Roy Cole. Tyler said Roy Cole.
Yes.
Bro,
Boy,
you are
cool.
like
Appreciate it,
none
Tyler.
other, dog. Now let me
Oh
ask you this
man.
question.
Absolutely.
What's your what's how do I say it? Is it harder to do gospel and Christian music, or or is that all you do?
Or what do you prefer?
Yeah, what do you prefer? Right.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna get in trouble if I say this.
It's okay.
I'm about
We're
to
out
say.
here.
Y'all don't hate me if I say, don't
Y'all
hate
better
me
not
if
hate
I
Roy.
say
Listen,
He's
y'all
this.
too
hate. Y'all got
lovable.
a
Because I've
problem with
never
Roy.
said this before to anybody.
You
Well,
got a
here we
problem
go.
Nobody
with Roy. You
knows
got a
this.
problem with
The
me.
exclusive.
You know who
got
I
a
like?
problem?
You know what genre I like right now more than any
What?
other genre? And I'm doing.
Let me
I'm
guess.
working on an R&B record right now.
Let me
I
guess.
do
Country.
jazz, huh?
Let me guess. Country.
Yes, country slash CCM.
CCM is a
Why would
favorite.
You know
anybody
why?
hate you for that?
Why?
Now, one of the reasons why I would say CCM is because let's go back to Hans Zimmer.
Hey,
Okay.
Billy.
So a lot of times, people who come up in the black church and do more gospel music, they like, I hate CCM.
Yeah.
I used to be that cat. I literally was like, man, this stuff is watering down music. This is terrible. But you know
Is it?
what?
Why was
Well,
that?
I'm just saying, a lot of people, if you're thinking complexity as far as musicality,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, gospel music has a lot of virtuosos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any genre in the world outside of maybe jazz that has this many virtuosos.
Hmm.
Like everybody can sit there and just blaze you. I mean,
And that's what
it's
they want to do.
crazy, huh?
That's what they want to do. Remember, I was
Yeah.
telling you, like, that's the difference between a keyboard player and a producer. It's a big difference. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
no, it is. So check it. This is why I say CCM. When I started studying Hans Zimmer, started studying film scores, and I got deep into orchestration,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't about the complexity of the notes or the chords.
Come
Because
on
that's
now.
what gospel guys, that's how we grew up. We grew up trying to have the most, influential or innovative progressions. Like you don't want, like, okay, you voice it this way, but we over here on the Midwest, we voice that same progression like this. But if I'm
Yeah.
from Oakland, I voice it like this. So we get off on musicality.
Right.
You listen to Hans Zimmer, he's not just getting off by musicality, he's getting off on sonics.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's thinking about sound design. He's thinking about layering synths with a French horn. He's thinking colors. Like it's almost like he's the closest I would get to. I feel like God himself speaks through Hans Zimmer's orchestration. Because
Listen, man.
when I think of like what heaven's gonna sound like, the closest thing I can think of
It's him.
is Hans Zimmer scores like The Last Samurai and even the Superman, Man of Steel,
Yeah.
Lion King. Like he's thinking about he's like a producer and a composer at the same time.
But isn't that one and the same though? Just like you?
It is. It absolutely is. That's why if you understand it, if you listen to music from a sonic standpoint and you think about production, you think about sound design, you think about the story of the song, you have to like CCM. Because CCM is giving you all of that. It's giving you storytelling.
Yeah.
It's giving you maybe not a lot of musicality, but what you're writing or the chords that you're layering, you got to have the right synth sounds versus the right guitar tones. Like it's production happening. It's like if you don't understand drones, if you understand builds, you have to understand dynamics to nail that stuff.
The reason why he brought up the whole string thing with me, because I like using, okay, I'm gonna give away a thing I do. Before there was all these bajillion 808 sounds, I would take a regular 808 and mix it with a tuba just to give it an extra grit, extra grime. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Is that a tuba with that drum?" I was like, "Yeah, that's just something I've been doing for." Why do you do that? I was look, this is me. I don't know. I like how a tuba sound. I like how
I don't know,
808 sound.
guys.
Well, 808 too.
No, I mean, because
Partnering
be honest with
tubas
you,
with 808s.
I'm not one of those guys that can be like, "Oh man, I know how to do this. I know how to do that." Because I was in the studio session not too long ago. I walked in, and there was another keyboard player there, and this guy, I can tell when I walk in the studio. Somebody called me in for a session, and there's a keyboard player there. That's a producer. Oh, they start doing the thing. They start doing it. Boy,
They start doing the thing. I love it. The thing. I love that.
Is that how
look,
The thing.
and Roy, he looked over at me. Dude looked over at me and said, "You play keys?" I said, "No." No, I don't. Because I'm
No, I don't.
I know what I do. I know what I do.
Yep.
And I said, no, I don't. And the person I was in the session says that for the person says, "Yeah, but don't let him fool you though." Because I'm wise enough to know what I do, and I do what I do. I know what you're here to do, and I know what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying?
Stay in your lane.
So
Stay in your lane.
I this conversation. I know we getting out of time because we got 5 minutes with
Wait,
Roy.
I want to
And
address
the
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 Tiffany
people in the
too.
comments is going
Yeah,
crazy. The people
yeah.
in the comments is going crazy.
Tiffany's like, when are we getting a Roy Cotton masterpiece? Because it's time. Whew.
It is really
Yo,
time,
you know
Roy.
what's so crazy about that? Whoever
What?
that is, Tiffany, you're prophetic.
Come on, she
Tiffany
is.
Martin, that's my baby.
Tiffany.
Because I'm actually working on my first single right now.
Can I
Um,
can I do some drums and stuff?
Look at you.
well, this is the thing. I actually it's so crazy. Like,
Oh, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and put it out. I'll sample you and
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you could say, yeah, because look, this is what it is.
This is
I
funny.
premiered it.
Uh-huh.
So you just kind of in the grind, and you like a in a hamster wheel just working. So I did this event. I conducted the Dallas Symphony Orchestra for Erica Campbell
wow.
last
Yeah,
year.
I saw that.
And they wanted an opening before the show because it was during Black Music Month. They said we want to. Tosca Medlock Lee, who's the producer, she was like, "Roy, I really want you to write an opening for this show,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to be more of a kind of Black history moment."
Mhm.
So I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, we could do Black history." So I listened. The first thing I came in my head was "Sing a Song," the national anthem, the
Mhm.
Black Negro national anthem. Sing a song full of the hope of the darkness is. So I said, sing a song.
Hmm.
Just sing a song. That's a perfect motif. So I built a whole theme around that where I'm not gonna say names of songs because I possibly have to change one of them
No.
because I can't get a clearance for it.
Okay.
Oh.
But I took 4 songs and pretty much sewed them together, knitted
Mhm.
them together. But I put sing a song that Langston Hughes theme in between each song.
Mhm.
But every time it went to a different key or whatever it was doing, I fit the mode of whatever was about to happen with that motif.
Right.
So that's gonna be my first single, sing a song. And I've already recorded like half of the instrumentation. It is expensive. When you do full orchestra, it's expensive because I don't want to do sampled instrumentation.
Now hold on.
Mhm.
Hold
No,
on, because I'm
no,
no.
King.
I gotta
Let him-
ask him before he go.
Yeah, but
I
let
gotta
him
ask you.
finish saying why.
Wait a minute. I don't even want to know why. Because he's
He's
a
our
musician.
guest.
That's why.
He's
a
our
musician.
guest.
He's our
Oh
guest.
my gosh.
So we're gonna do what we do. Roy, that's because he's a musician. He's a musician. I was just about to ask you, you got a problem with sample libraries?
Yeah,
even though it costs us.
No.
I need you to
No,
dial
this is
that
the thing.
back 10
Well,
dB.
y'all calm down.
No, will you
Calm
calm
down.
down?
Will y'all,
No,
do you
that's
have
a
an issue
great-
with? Is there a
No.
problem with that?
No, like you can ask. I mean, honestly, I would say about 25% of my workflow, or even just, I guess I should say cash flow. 25% of my cash flow is using sample libraries.
Okay.
I
That's
can't
how
do
you-
it for
that's how you-
myself though.
That's how you write it. That's how you write them, and then
He said he
get them
can't use
played.
them himself though.
No, like I'm saying, like a lot of clients can't. Some of my clients just can't afford
Got
live
you.
strings.
All
Yeah.
right.
They just can't.
Understood.
Or their timeline is too tight. Like I've done A-level artists, I've done sample libraries for A-level artists just because their timeline, they didn't have time for me to schedule players and get in the studio. It's like, we need this tonight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have such and such is gonna be in the studio at 1 a.m. tonight. So and they calling me at 8 p.m.
Ooh.
So I get those kind of LA calls. That to me, I call those LA calls.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
LA calls are like the day of. We
Those are
need it
great.
right now.
Those are great calls.
Yeah. Oh, I love them. And you know what? The older I got, the more I set up my life now where I'm loose enough to where even if I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline,
Yeah.
I got enough space to pivot in case I get one of those calls.
Yeah.
Because you don't give up those calls because those calls will pay your mortgage that month.
That bag a little that month.
It's different,
for the
Doc.
rest of the year, brother.
It's different.
At least a couple, at least a few months, 6 months at least.
I love
Yeah.
Listen, man. Okay. Man, this is really, 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 really
Oh my
good. I've been,
gosh.
Roy, you gotta understand, I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on
Man,
this.
this has
because-
been awesome, man. Y'all know this is the first podcast I've ever done. I did one.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's get them
Where's
hand
the
claps right quick,
applause?
Montez. Let's get them hand claps. Because yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, this has been great, man. Like I'm having a great time.
This is fun. Thank you
Like
so
I
much.
did an interview with Cornell Gaskin
Mm.
2 years
man.
ago. I didn't realize it was going to be a podcast. I just thought we were doing an interview. So it
Right.
turned out it ended up being a podcast.
Mhm.
But this is like the first one where I officially know I'm doing a podcast.
Oh, thank
So
you.
like y'all, I'm forever indebted to all three of you all for having
Oh,
me on.
no,
Man,
thank
we are
you.
indebted
wow.
to you.
For
We are
sure.
indebted to
Yeah.
you. And on that note, because we know you got to get out of here because
Wait,
you got a
we
fan.
got to get that. We got to get the answer to that question before, because
Oh, the studio question?
Yeah. And so he's talking.
He was saying in
speaking.
general.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
generally
Roy.
speaking.
So
You be-
yeah, I mean, so in general, it depends on what region you're from. Like for instance, I work in 3 regions very often. I work in the South,
Mhm,
I work on the East Coast, I work in LA.
mhm.
The rates are different.
Yes, Lord.
LA rates are crazy just because you have film companies that are typically hiring a lot of these studios, and a lot of the studios are closing down. So when you got inflation plus not enough clients being able to keep up with inflation to be able to pay the studio rates,
Yeah.
then the studios that are left, their rates go up because they know they're the only option in town. If you're calling them, you actually really need them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're used to Warner Brothers calling them, so
Mhm.
they're not going to like look out. So like I had a budget set for a session I was working for one of my buddies, Jonathan Reynolds, who has a new album coming out. So this was just literally last month. I told man, I want to use my people in LA. They're gonna be
Mhm,
perfect for this record.
mhm,
Man, when I reached out to the studio I normally record at,
mhm.
their rates went up like 30%.
I believe it.
I was like,
Wow.
yo, how much are you saying it's going? Are you saying like the engineer's gonna cost that? Because that's usually what I was paying for studio and engineer. You telling me that's just the engineer, and now
Yeah.
the studio is costing that. But
Yeah.
then get this: in the South, a lot of studios in the South put them together. They'll give you a rate. They'll say 200 an hour, and you be like, okay, does that include engineer? Yeah, or
Yeah.
you say, okay, is that the studio rate? But how much I got paid engineer? They'll be like,
Right.
oh no, that's it. That's them together. So the
Right.
South kind of looks out a little bit more because
Mm.
the engineers are trying to get more quantity. They're not going after quality.
Quality.
LA is going after quality.
Yeah.
So they're going to shoot their rates through the roof.
Mm.
Good stuff.
East Coast is kind of the same, but East Coast has more hustlers. So the hustlers on East Coast will kind of do whatever they need to do to get to work. So they may, if they can snip you out and tell you got a budget, they're going to charge you like LA.
Oh, yeah. They're going to
But-
tax you. Oh, yeah.
But if they smell like your budget ain't sweet, but they know they got a bill due like tomorrow, they're going to look out like they in Texas. So you don't know what you're going to do with East Coast.
Like
This is
they in
great.
Texas.
This is great.
Say, man, you got to stop that. Quit giving away the game because I got a session at 7:30 because I got some bills. I got to.
No, I'm recording the Luminous on Wednesday.
I'm finna go to
I
Loomis right now.
Yep.
That's my spot, man. Luminous is the spot. Now, them rates I just told you, they don't apply to Luminous.
No.
Luminous is a real place. Like they ain't gonna
Absolutely.
look out for you over there. Like
No.
they got an actual business they run.
Trey and Taylor, they gonna get their bread now. They gonna get their
Trey and Taylor gonna get their bread.
Listen,
Don't
they
even
gonna
worry
get their
about it.
bread.
As
You know
well
what
as
I'm
they
saying?
should.
And listen,
Yeah,
one
they
thing
should.
I'm gonna tell you something. I did a session a few years back at Loomis, and the client like didn't pay me, didn't pay the studio. Man, this when you know studios got serious. I looked on my credit report,
Uh-oh.
and it was Loomis was on my credit report. So listen, if y'all want to know what you got to do, pay your studio bills. Like, I mean, well,
Pay
I
your
will say,
bills.
and for me, and if I can answer that to BG, I'm an in the box guy. I like working remotely. I like sitting in the comfort of my own home because I think I have maybe 2 records that was done. Like we did Beyonce Give Me Body at Loomis. Most of the other stuff was done in a hotel room. It was done
On the
at the
road.
crib. You know what I'm saying? Just somewhere just chilling like it because I like to be comfortable. And then even sometimes I realize a lot of times a lot of these artists can't take a Loomis because they walk in there and it becomes overwhelming for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is why I do like keeping small rooms and having small rooms or having my crib open to, let me see, can I fool? Because I don't let everybody come to my crib. And let me check this vibe out. Because if I can fool with the vibe, all right, come to the crib. We'll do it at the crib. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. That way everybody's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes paying for the big studio experience I think it's overrated sometimes. You
It
know what I'm saying?
is. It
Because that,
absolutely is.
yeah, in the comfort, like I've been up right now. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning
Mm.
working. I got up at 1:30. I had breakfast and coffee. By 2 o'clock, I was working.
Mm.
You dig what I'm
Yep.
saying? And so I like that being able to work. Like I am,
Curator.
yeah, and that's what I really consider myself now is a curator. Because again, back to Roy's thing, a lot of these artists don't know what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
So you literally got to sit there and say, okay, let me find something that makes them. It's just like when uh when the Pope told Micah told Leonardo da Vinci, hey, paint a Jesus, and this is what he came up with. You dig what I'm saying? You have to,
Mm.
as an artist, people say, Roy, I need this. Do people ever come to you and say, Roy, I need, or they just say, here go the song?
No, you know what? You know, it's so funny. I'm glad you asked that because it goes back to where that post came from. The
Uh-huh.
post, the post came from when I was saying, artists know what they want, producers know what they're doing. I was thinking in my mind about more like soul slash R&B,
Mm-hmm.
and I say more old school R&B, like real R&B,
Got you.
gospel. Those three genres.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the person I was. That was the avatar in my brain.
Understood.
Either a soul, old school R&B, or gospel artist. Because you know what happens with those three people,
Yeah.
with that type of artist, that artist can play,
Yeah.
and that artist normally can write.
Yeah.
So that artist, because they got those two kind of tools in their back pocket, they
Uh-huh.
think they're a producer.
Mhm.
Because you may know, like you may have already written the song, you may have already worked out the
Yes.
progressions and everything. That don't make you a producer though.
Y'all listen to Roy right now. Listen to him.
So
Listen to
that
him.
so that's why, like, so when people are saying in the comments, well, sometimes they don't know they don't even know what they want. That's true, but it just didn't apply to that one, at least in my mind, because I was thinking about a specific avatar of a producer
Mhm.
Yeah.
who knows how to play. They may even know a little thing about drum programming.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you understand making beats a little bit don't make you a producer. It's
Mm-hmm.
beat makers all over the world.
If y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to Roy right now, if you don't
Roy.
listen to nobody else, listen to Roy Cotton right now, ladies and gentlemen.
but I do want to say one thing, like just for anybody who's the timing of this, I'm telling you, King, you have no idea how prophetic the timing is. And even Lane, you asking, the question that Tiffany asked about my music.
Mhm.
I just got the confidence in myself enough.
Mhm.
And I hated that I had to get to that point by people telling me, hey man, we love, because I got a standing ovation at the Meyerson when we performed it with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra.
That's
And
good.
I didn't even look back because like I'm a
Uh-huh.
choir director. I grew up in church. I grew up knowing you never look back because you don't know if they're sitting down, so you don't want to be discouraged. If they're standing up, that's going to scare you because you don't know like how to deal with it. So I
Right.
never look back. I didn't even know I had
Wow.
standing ovation. So my wife was just like, "No, you don't understand. Like
Mm.
them people were going nuts." So then people come to me after the show. Have you recorded that? And
Wow.
even
Mm.
my copyist, a guy named Lyndall Black, like Lyndall is my right hand in Nashville. It's my cat. Lyndall, he barely gives me compliments because he's an orchestrator himself. He's
Mm.
been orchestrating for Tower Power for years and
Woo.
Earth, Wind, and Fire and just all these artists. George Clinton, he's been like the guy. He's Yamaha's #1 composer.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So he
Yeah.
actually helps me and helps me put together my sessions. So Lyndall told me, he said, "Hey Roy, man, I just want to let you know, man, this singer song, there's something different about this one."
Mm.
And he didn't even know what it was for. He was like, "You got something. You have to do something with that." So
And
I'm
my mama
stepping out
and my
and
mama told us
doing
that
it.
boy anointed. He's anointed.
Yeah,
My
yeah. Oh,
God.
he did, and he's yeah, absolutely, he is anointed. So that's one of the
My
things I'm
eagle.
doing. I'm launching this single pretty soon, and I'm also this week
Mm-hmm.
I'm launching a school.com. I don't know if y'all heard of school, but it's kind of like Patreon,
Mhm.
Okay.
spelled
Yeah.
SKOOL .com. But it's called Roy's Noise University, where I want to basically help mentor and train the next generation of arrangers or orchestrators.
Ooh.
So if there are any arrangers or orchestrators who are listening, follow me on Instagram. It's Roy's Noise, ROYZNOYZ, Roy's Noise, ROYZNOYZ. And DM me. Let me know if you're interested. I can send you some more information on it. I have not launched it yet. It's launching. Y'all the first to know. It's launching on Friday.
Wow.
I haven't even told
Breaking
the people.
news, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Breaking news.
All of that, John.
So DM me if you're interested.
Oh,
It's not gonna cost a whole lot of money. It's not gonna break the bank. But my whole thing was, man, I don't want people to get the same bumps and bruises I got. Get some new ones, but don't get the ones I got. I've gone through a lot where I've literally had people flown in to do a session, and the musicians or some of the musicians I had weren't properly vetted, and they were terrible. And the client tells me, I'm not giving you the money for this because this is terrible. I flew into town to do this session and you don't have the right people. I'm not paying them, but I'll pay whoever's the right people because I'm not paying. And I got to come out of pocket, pay these people who did a terrible job in the studio because I know better, didn't know how to vet them. And I had to hire a whole nother group. So now I'm underwater. Oh, I have more stories for days.
I need. See, Rod, you are so. I got to be honest with you, though. I'm gonna keep it real. I got in the music game late, right? Because I'm gonna tell a little story real quick, and we're gonna get out of here because I got to be at studio at 7:30. I did my first hit record in the bedroom of a dope trap. You dig what I'm saying? So I was very rough around the edges when I got in the music business. And that right there, what you just said, I don't know how I could have handled that.
You wouldn't have.
I done flew I flew these people in. First off, you gonna pay me something.
See?
Second off, you done messed up my bread. Now I gotta, you know what I mean? So it's, dog, I really appreciate your mindset. I appreciate your character. I appreciate your mentality, your professionalism.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of that because there are people who needs that. Like I'm at a space now. It's funny you said about the Roy's Noise in school. I was trying to figure out a way, like, how do we find a way to teach producers and artists studio etiquette? How do we find a way to teach them how to act in the music business? How do we find a way to teach them? Because I told me and I love Ray Hammond. Me and him, we sit down and we'll talk a lot. And I told Ray, I said, Ray, I can't learn nothing from you. He said, why not? I said, because you've done everything right. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we're hard-headed. We got to understand. We got to find it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned so much by doing it wrong.
Yes.
So
Me too.
I want to teach the next
Hey, man,
generation.
school.com. King, get an account on school.com. It's $100 a month. That's what you need to do. We need a King Logan school.
School of Hard Knocks. 808s.
Ooh, 808s and
kicks.
Ooh. Say, girl. Hey, don't nobody take. Listen, we don't copyright that. Listen, man,
we don't copyright that.
Listen. Y'all better not stop playing. Man, get us out of here, man. Let's go home.
Hey, I'll join it. I'll join it.
I wish we need to talk, bro, because maybe we can kind of partner, because it's a lot of things that me and you've definitely learned. And the crazy part about it, it's different genres and different walks of life.
Yeah.
That it's people from my walk of life and my genre they can learn from you and vice versa.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So, man, maybe we can talk about that.
Let's talk, man.
Okay. Lane, get us out of here. Let's go home, because this man got to take care of his family and I got to go work.
Everybody got to go do their things. Listen, thank y'all for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the conversations that are happening in the chat. Thank you for, there's a lot of love in here. Roy, thank you for your first official podcast, joining us at Talking Tunes. We're cheering you on. We support. I hope that you feel the love and the support.
I do.
Everything that you're doing. And we are looking forward to your single. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations.
We're probably going to want to have some more conversation around that. So after you release or whatever, come back and let's talk about it, promote it.
Yeah.
And
I would love to.
Yeah, for sure. So you know what? I'm going to kick it over to King before I start preaching, who's going to send us out of here officially.
Listen, first off, thank everybody in the chat. Listen, y'all, we appreciate
Yeah.
y'all support, man. We really, really do appreciate y'all support. It's hard, when you doing something from the grassroots and building from the ground, man. But we do appreciate you. We got so many views. John
Thanks,
shared
Billy.
some numbers with us, and we're excited about the numbers, and we're going to keep going and keep growing. We really do appreciate it, man. I want to
Yeah.
thank Roy Cotton
Yes.
because first
Yeah.
off, let me say this. I met Roy Cotton, and Lane gonna know when I say that she gonna know the part of my life I was in when I was at one of my lowest points.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Roy said, "Bro, I want you to. Can you come do this?" And I got to be honest with you. Being a creative and going through some dark periods, it's hard to be creative.
Oh yeah.
You
Mm.
dig what I'm saying? And so, bro, I wanna. Ever since then, I just really been like, yo, I fool with that dude. No matter what, I fool with him because stuff like that go a long way with me because I'm a
Wow,
survivor.
man.
I've been on my own since I was 16 years old, and I've survived this world, and I'll be 50 next year. You dig what I'm
Wow.
saying? So I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you for coming on. I'm excited. I mean, it's your first one. Definitely won't be your last because we got to have that other
Yeah.
conversation we was talking about that other church
He
conversation
got to
we
Oh
get
got to
yeah,
back
have.
to
that
it.
that's gonna be a
Listen,
good one.
He got
that's gonna
to.
be a good one. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, Montez, you good? As the church
Yeah.
say, all hearts and mind clear.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, we do Roy around here. We do a thing called a benediction, man. The benediction goes a little something like this: Now may the Lord watch between me and thee, while we're absent one from another. May He keep you in perfect peace, is our prayer.
Yes.
I'm King. That's Lane. That's Money Montez, and our special guest, Roy Cotton.
All
We want to
love,
thank
love
y'all.
y'all. Appreciate you.
Y'all take it easy.
Peace,
Peace.
All
everybody.
right, peace.
Hold on, Roy. Oh, he gone. Listen, man.